Important information is posted here. Don't forget to give the video a pause and go over it if you're interested in stuff.
Yo! Hey everybody! It's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001! Because between you and me, they're way past cool!
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the next part of Sparklewolf404's commission. It's Pearl, specifically from Off the Hook in Splatoon, because I don't want people to see the title and think that this is Steven Universe related. So yes, Pearl, everyone's favorite little short dancing idol. The only thing I know about this character is that she's shorter than the average Inkling, so, don't expect me to be throwing out a whole bunch of trivia at you. Now, the base toy would be this Minnie Mouse figure. It's one of the Disney Infinity Toy Box action figures with really good articulation. I don't think I've ever seen a Mickey or Minnie figure that was so posable, with an extra Splatoon Inkling boy head, which I would modify to fit on there. Now, there's an interesting story. Originally, I was supposed to make, Pearl in her default outfit that everyone's familiar with. But then, they announced that they were making a figure art of her. With a figure art coming out, that Sparklewolf thought that they'd get that instead. So, that leaves me with a Minnie Mouse figure to customize, and, what am I going to do with it? So, Sparklewolf asked, hey, why don't you make her in her alternate outfit, the one with the hoodie? Which, it's not that bad, except for the fact that the Minnie Mouse figure, which would have been perfect for her original costume, absolutely would not work for this hoodie. There'd be no way for me to actually make it. So, Sparklewolf solved the problem by finding a store on Etsy that sells tiny hoodies intended to go on Nendoroid figures, and got one in Pearl's colors so that when they get the Pearl figure, they can put the hoodie on it. Meaning that this is the first time I will ever be intentionally presenting an incomplete figure to you, as it's not going to have the hoodie until I send it to them and they can dress her up properly. Okay, enough excuses, let's make a toy. So, I am actually really proud of this. I managed to perfectly modify the Inkling Boy's head to fit onto the ball joint for Minnie Mouse. Yeah, I just had to do some dremeling to make the hole wider, and it fit perfectly. Like, it has full range and use of the ball joint as if it was intended to go on there. I was really, really proud of how this came out. Like, it didn't come out this great when I did it for Marie. I forget, which one is the green one? Is that Callie or Mary? I don't know. But the point is, one of the Calamari duo was a boy Inkling head put onto a girl Inkling body, and I didn't make it work as good as this, despite the fact that they are made by completely different companies. So, yeah, let me bask in that. The neck does look a little bit long, but don't worry, I fixed that. You'll see later on. First, let's get to sculpting her hair. She has tentacle hair like everybody else, kind of like a bob style. Yeah, like referencing the amiibo they made of her, and some 3D screen caps. I got the points all shaped right. Kind of reminds me a tiny little bit of Knuckles' head, the way his dreads go, except it's just 4 big flat ones instead of a whole bunch of skinnier ones. And the 2 little points in the back, because everybody has a cowlick even when they don't actually have hair. I don't know how that works. Now, I would modify it to hold the crown, but again, we'll get to that later. So, Minnie Mouse is wearing big white cartoon gloves and only has 4 fingers. So, I used my X-Acto knife to cut her fingers to be a little bit thinner, and I sculpted on a pinky. I also sculpted on her rings and stuff, the Pearl's rings, because in this outfit variant, she wears a whole bunch of rings. And with a proper paint job, that's she has rings. Now, to disguise the fact that Minnie Mouse has a glove cuff, I painted bracelets. The cuff of the glove is now bracelets. So yeah, that's how all the details of an action figure wearing gloves change into an action figure with bare hands without having to sacrifice the wrists. I did mispaint the shoes at first. Like they're kind of pearlescent, and what's that thing where the color shifts depending on what angle you look at them at? So I at first interpreted them as blue, but then I was shown pictures from other angles and they're like other colors. So I would repaint them later on. So you'll see that in the end when the figure's complete, because I didn't do that until I finished putting her back together. The body was, like I said, since this isn't her original dress anymore, Minnie Mouse's dress wouldn't work. So based on Marina's outfit, I created an outfit which would be the underlayer, what I figure Pearl must wear underneath the hoodie. So it's basically a white shirt with a fairly high collar. That collar hides the longer neck that would make it look weirdly disproportionate in this. And I cut off the skirt and sculpted everything around to turn the figure into like the hot pants, because she's like wearing jean shorts underneath the hoodie. So this is the effect that I was trying to create. So this is the little under outfit that I improvised for what goes underneath Pearl's hoodie. Now, there is a flaw in this. As you can see on profile, it looks like she is wearing a giant blue diaper. So, to fix this, I took my Dremel to the figure's crotch and sanded it down so that it doesn't have that big old lump in the front anymore. Again, the reason it was there on Minnie Mouse is because she was wearing a skirt. That shape was there to help keep the skirt in line so that it wouldn't flatten in the package or whatever. But, since I cut the skirt off, it just, again, looks like a big old diaper. I forgot to take a work in progress photo of that, so just wait until the figure is completed to see that. Now, the crown is 3D printed. Of course, in this outfit variant, the crown has jewels on it, whereas her default crown doesn't, so the jewels are actually sculpted out of a little tiny bit of epoxy. I then drilled a small hole up in the side corner of her head. Because of the way the crown sits, the hole isn't really all that noticeable. It's kind of off to the side. And I stuck a toothpick into that hole, pushed the crown up against the toothpick, and then used a little bit of epoxy to adhere it in place. Once the epoxy hardened, I painted it gold, and it blends in pretty good. So she's free to wear the crown at the jaunty angle, and it should be possible to put this crown back on when you have the hoodie, because the hoodie goes on the back half of her head, and the peg is on the front half of her head. So whether she's wearing the hoodie or not, she can totally still wear the crown. Of course, like I said, I don't have the hoodie. Sparklewolf bought it from Etsy, so we won't be seeing that for a few weeks until, they actually get the figure. So let's just go ahead and see what she looks like at the moment. And here she is! Pearl, the littlest idol. Yeah, so as you can see, I went with a much lighter pink color for the shoes with blue for the laces. Sparklewolf said that they had something to make them look more iridescent. I don't really have anything for that. And, yes, so the figure has all of Minnie Mouse's original articulation except for the ankle swivels, because the shoe is held on with epoxy. Although she still has her ankle hinges, so she still has some foot articulation. And that's pretty good. That's all that I got for Pearl. I feel awkward because it is technically incomplete. I promise once Sparklewolf gets it and puts the hoodie on, they'll send me a picture back and I'll do an update video to show the properly actual complete Pearl. Until then, this is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.